please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Whereas during the month of August 2024, Amberlynn Reid did very little. In September, she made 10 videos. 10 more than August. As you can see on the screen though, the viewership for them diminished quite a bit over the course of the month. And there is a reason why. It's not just because of some of the dumb things Amberlynn Reid says, which of course I'm going to show you. It's also because of Tommy being a bigger feature in Amber's life. And because within a very short space of time, Amber's going on an adventure. At time of recording, beginning of October, she claims that this is a visit. Do not be surprised if it becomes a full-on move for our dainty girl, who has had a number of ups, not just in her love life, her social life, her productivity, but also her weight. Not all of it has to be positive, I guess, unless you're Tommy and you want them bigger and bedbound. So you can give them horse baths with a hose. For this month, we're going to ignore the TikTok presence of Thirsty Lynn, because it's the same regurgitated mimed crap, and it's done by somebody who thinks she looks cute, when really, she looks like a Tootsie Roll squeezed far too tight into shrink wrap. Just before we go into the videos, I'm going to put this back on the screen. You'll notice all but one of those videos are very short. Amber is desperately gearing up, I would surmise, for Vlogmas, especially if Tommy features heavily. If Tommy features heavily, expect daily content. By content, I mean her doing sod all, but making it seem like she's doing something. The era of nontent has yet to end. But the era of Skanky Lynn Reid is still in full swing. The first video of the month, simply titled, I'm back, hanging with Mama Lynn and getting ready to see my girlfriend again.
I look hectic.
Haven't seen Amber in like forever. Her busy.
We literally just saw each other a few days ago. We went to bingo with Grandma.
Yeah, for 5 minutes we saw each other in a month.
Oh my gosh, yes, I have been busy.
Not much to watch really, so we're going to skip to the next one called Meet My Girlfriend. So I'm quickly talking over this part, the beginning bit of the video before she meets up with Tommy again, because Tommy had stayed with her prior. We know this because in July she said that they'd broken up and pointed at her, which meant they hadn't broken up at all. We were paying attention, guys, weren't we? I'm talking over this because Amber sounds like a middle-aged child. The mentality of one is the same thing she does in every relationship, every single time. If you don't know the cycle by now, Amber will latch on to everything about them and make it about her. I'm not going to fault someone for claiming to be in love, but she can never ever be single. And based on what we know, we also know verifiably so, Skanklin Reid has been doing, while claiming to be single in Oklahoma, people, quite a few of them in fact, for, well, let's say the entire time she's been there. Let's get to some of the clips though she shows us of her and Tommy together.
So I literally haven't vlogged anything. We just left Dave & Buster's. We played at the arcade, obviously super fun. Got a drink. It's just been really fun. We've had a really good time. We both got matching bracelets because we had like 1,400 tickets that we won.
For Amberlynn Reid, she's in unknown territory. And what I mean by that is, she's now able to do something she hasn't really done publicly on her content. Going out with girlfriends, yes, of course she's done that, but they've always been very introverted partners. That's not to say that Tommy is not, but there's a willingness to show the openness and the apparent happiness. This is new for Amber, and I do firmly believe she thought this would generate additional interest in her content. She was wrong. At the same time, it is quite nice to be able to see behind the glass, the looking glass, the window, the walls that she erects for all the busyness for her hectic life. And yes, the word hectic is going to be the word of the month. It was slaps earlier this year, now it's hectic because social media has yet again done a fantastic job of bastardizing the English language.
Alright, so we're about to try their freeze-dried marshmallows. I've always wanted to try one, so they're like mini. So we're gonna do a taste test. Ready? What is that?
That vibrated through my skull.
That is the weirdest texture.
I don't know if I like.
I don't like it.
I don't like the way it makes my teeth feel.
What does your teeth feel like?
Oh,
Wait, listen.
scratchy.
Listen, you guys. Ew.
Content, everyone. This is Amber's content. Let's move on to the next video, which is actually a good way of swerving away from this rather dull topic. Onto her weight. The reason why is because Amber has quit semaglutide. Shocker. She'll explain why in this video, along with the weight gain, which is quite coincidental because it was around this time Nicole Avocado made a triumphant return to YouTube and explained he'd been away for 2 years, had a backlog of content, was uploading that over 2 years, and somehow shifted quite a lot of weight. Proving that it is in fact possible, he is 2 steps ahead while she is still 20 steps behind everyone, licking windows because she enjoys the taste of it.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So I'm looking hectic.
I swear if you have an Amazon wishlist, I'm gonna mail you at least a dozen English dictionaries and a further dozen thesauruses, so that you, who are only a few years younger than I, can learn to speak the King's English as it should be spoken, without the Valley Girl inflection, questions to everything, without downplaying or using words that do not mean what you think they mean. Yes, this has been my micro-mini, even more micro-mini than usual, TED Talk about the English language. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Your face is looking a little bit like a moon. Have you stepped on that scale? And I did. I stepped on it over a month ago.
I'm going to interject here because Amber's going to try and do a very lengthy mental gymnastic to explain where her weight was to where her weight is now. I'm also inserting this because fair use is very important.
And I was at my lowest weight. I was at 467. That was actually after I ended up getting cellulitis in my lymphedema leg, which does happen a few times a year, unfortunately. No matter how clean you are, it's really easy to get cellulitis in your lymphedema.
As many of you know, Amber is blessed with Nurgle's, well, gifts. She has every disease under the sun: lipedema, lymphedema, cancer, brain rot, brain farts, dirty ass, cellulitis, and varicose veins, I'm sure. This meant that because she literally couldn't breathe, which is bollocks, she lost weight and stayed at 475, but what happened next is totally a surprise, everyone.
I always gain weight back like super quickly after I have cellulitis. I don't know what it is, but it literally happens. And then on top of that, I stopped semaglutide.
As many of you know, Amberlynn Reid's been on this for a while. Semaglutide, that is her glorified cheat code. The reason she was on it is because she can't be bothered to actually put any effort in. But now she's dating a feeder, she especially has no reason to stay on it. She'll attribute it to cellulitis, lymphedema, lipedema, any other issue health-wise that may well stop her from taking it. It could also be because diminished income because she's not been as active, so maybe she can't afford it. But the reality is the insert excuses here part, which will come up in a moment, don't worry, are all based around the fact she's deflecting attention away from the fact she's with someone who would rather she was even heavier and be bedbound.
For a lot of people, especially people my size, like when you stop taking it, like you're gonna gain your weight back 9 times out of 10. Like that's hectic. I did step on the scale today and I did gain weight. It is correct. I've gained 17 pounds.
This is within the space of 5 weeks. So basically the entire time she's been with Tommy. This would explain the inactivity in August. This would explain why she's basically trying to avoid responsibility for herself. If her channel is supposed to be about weight loss journeys, she is still failing at it. If she's gained 17 pounds, that means she's 492 in this particular video. Congratulations. You should be so proud of yourself to be back in the 490s. You were so excited when you got to the 470s and then you got Tommy in your life and thought, well, I can just get fatter again. It's alright. You do briefly in this video touch on Nicocado's weight loss, querying how he did it. That's fine. He had the conviction though to do it. You can't even be asked to do anything. You really can't. Your content is not hectic, your life is certainly not. Because of how little you actually do, you could just sit there and play video games on Twitch and get a fair amount of extra money from that to make your life easier, but you won't. Because you're lazy, not hectic. Your laziness in this video extends to your excuses and the mental gymnastics you try to use, but you're not smart enough to articulate them without it seeming like you're just making an excuse. If your life is so hectic, you could actually lose weight easily. You lent into semaglutide because you believed that that would do it and you wouldn't have to change anything. Don't forget here, to maintain your weight of 490 pounds, you would have to be consuming thousands of calories more than what you claim you're eating. And if you really wanted to lose the weight, those hunger pangs, the satiety, would not have been as much of a problem for you had you actually committed to losing weight properly through lifestyle change instead of using your cheat code. On to the next video though. This is the longest video she released during the month, and there's only one part we really need, and that is the query surrounding her moving in with Tommy.
How are your kidney stone symptoms going? I actually have not had blood in my urine in a while. Do you trust Tommy? I know that you have trust issues with people. I never fully trust anybody. Knee high to a grasshopper. I think it's time to move on. Like, I'm 33 years old. Is Tommy moving to Oklahoma? No, she isn't. I know a lot of people are assuming that, but nope, she's not.
I know I inserted a few random quotes there, but I feel it only right to point out that the kidney stone arc did need a conclusion. She's seeing a urologist in November. The random quote, Happer, yes, that's now a thing, it's very hectic, low-key hectic in it. And there were two queries concerning Tommy. One about trust issues, where she goes on a 5-minute rant about not fully trusting people. But she trusts Tommy enough to, in the next video, start planning to travel to Wisconsin, I think? Yes. To go spend time with Tommy. So that is where we're now going to go.
So I need to go to the good old TJ Maxx because my goal is suitcase, duffel bag, kind of, and like a hygiene bag.
1 year ago, Amberlynn Reid moved to the Sooner State. In doing so, she brought her suitcases, her duffel bags, her makeup and hygiene bags with her. But a year later, she appears to have discarded those and now desperately needs brand new ones. An age of convenience is what we currently live within, but also one where we take far too much for granted. This is proof of that because she has far too much, even in her diminishing state. So much so she'll go and blow more money that she does not need to blow, so she has an excuse to make a video that won't even make enough money to cover the cost of the items she has bought. So she can go all the way to Wisconsin to spend time with Tommy, where she will totally not be moving in yet.
Alright you guys, my mom wanted to show something.
I just noticed it. It's cute.
Yeah.
So she picked out pink and black suitcase and it matches her clothes. That is freaking hilarious.
These are like my two favorite colors. I should
Hot
have my
pink
nails.
and black.
Stick a beanie on you and you wouldn't look out of place in South Park.
So I had to stop and get a new vape, and when I did, when the guy asked to see my ID and he saw when my birthday was, he was shocked because I'm 33 and he thought I was in my like lower 20s, and I was like, okay. He literally said that I had a baby face.
Since this is being premiered on YouTube in December, do press X to doubt in the live chat if you don't believe a word she just said. I can believe she has a baby face, but only in so much as she has a very round face that lacks definition. I'd also add that he was more than likely, if to be believed to be true and alive and well and actually a human being and not the self-service talking back to you like Ask Jeeves or something, I could believe that he may well have been hitting on you. But as I don't want to get into trouble with my audience or with YouTube themselves, I'll refrain from regurgitating comments I made in my third content constable on you concerning men and you. Because people got made. On to the next video!
There we go. Okay, you guys, it is the next day. So obviously, since I bought luggage, that does mean I am traveling. Traveling at my size is kind of hectic.
There's that word again. In case it wasn't obvious enough, I find this quite irritating. I find it irritating because it doesn't mean what you think it means. And it being misused by young people is insulting enough. It's doubly insulting when somebody is closer to their 40s than they are their young years, is trying to use it. I know, only 33. You're not 23. And even 23-year-olds shouldn't be doing this either. Actually, no one should. Please stop it. Thank you.
I have been getting so many people mentioning Nikocado Avocado to me, asking like, when is that going to be me? Is he going to be your trainer since you were his dietitian? What do you think of his weight loss? Like, oh my god.
I'm going to paraphrase what she's now about to say because she goes on for too long about it. She claims the reason they're no longer friends is because he didn't believe she had cancer when she said she had cancer. She had precancerous cells. Okay, cool. This was enough of a reason for her to not be friendly with him anymore. She doesn't address the fact that, he succeeded at the weight loss, so, when's her turn to have this glow up? No. Deflection onto the part that matters the most to her. Those that are around her to enable her nonsense. Her drivel. Her trite tripe.
Was hectic.
I should probably insert some kind of hectic misuse counter, because you say it so many times this month. It's like when you ate food a few months back and you'd say, oh, that slaps. Please stop. Low-key, please stop. Now, you finished this video by talking about Amazon after ranting for so long about Nikocado. So we're going to move on to the next video.
I'm just like packing because I am moving. I know that's like crazy. I didn't tell anybody. Totally joking. I am packing because I am traveling type deal. And I still have nothing packed because I'm a perfectionist. I have to like lay everything out that I'm taking first. Like, I don't know why I do that. So I know for sure, like, I'm gonna be taking these purses. Like, I'm gonna take this one so I can put like my laptop and important things like that. I'm gonna take this purse, this one.
When you're travelling to go visit somebody on a temporary basis to come home, why make it a concerted point to bring more than one of the more novel items? You, in the previous video, had stated you carry around the lipstick one virtually all the time anyway, even if you're not going out or if it doesn't match your outfit. Yet in this video, you're considering alternative bags to include. When you say you're joking about moving, that doesn't help, and not many at this point believed for a second that you were going to Wisconsin just for a visit. Of course, at time of recording, things may well have changed. Who knows? Now, this video is basically Amber doing absolutely sod all while looking like she's doing something, right? Because she's packing to go to Wisconsin, and that's lit and banging, basically hectic. Have I said that enough with the inflections right? The only good parts of your video involved your cat, who'll make a feature in the next video. Videos like this are the reason why your views are going down. Because again, it's that I'm looking like I'm doing something, but I'm accomplishing zero at the same time. There's nothing about your health, nothing about eating. You just make it look like you're getting ready to go places. I wouldn't be surprised if your mother came and packed it all for you, because after this video you needed to sit down because your spine was compressing. So on to the next video, where I believe your mother features.
Tomorrow is actually the day where I leave. I'm going on a little vacation type deal, and I leave tomorrow at 5 a.m. I am really, really excited, but I'm also like anxious and nervous because traveling at my size is a little scary.
You know what would help that, right? Losing weight consistently, changing your lifestyle and habits entirely. I guess it's fortunate really then that you've managed to rope your mother into doing all the driving. Using people for what you need, but not really doing much to help them. The Amberlynn Reid story.
And it's harder than the average, obviously.
How would you know? You've never been the average. Unless the average benchmark is around quarter-ton princess territory.
I am capable. What are you really doing? I realize that I haven't even like said where I'm going. I'm actually gonna be visiting my girlfriend Tommy, and it's gonna be some traveling. I'm genuinely so freaking excited. You guys have no idea. Like,
yeah, we all knew this earlier on. She's going to Wisconsin. We knew that as well because it turns out the internet is quite clever when it wants to be. It didn't take long to work it all out. You try and act like something's a big secret, and the internet has it solved within 5 minutes. You are not Edward Nigma. This video is basically you just doing more packing, which is again why your views are diminishing, and obviously there was a Ligma joke I could have inserted after saying Edward Nigma, by all means in the live chat. Hi, hope you're all having a marvellous day today. Go nuts with the jokes. Let's move on to the 19.5-hour drive from the Sooner State to the Badger State.
Traveling day. So I got them both in there, and it's honestly the saddest thing in the world.
With all the planning that Amberlynn does for this event, where she basically takes most of her apartment with her, including the pets, because apparently no one can look after her animals while she's gone, or have those cute animal food release containers, which would be smart as well, litter trays and so on, or just get somebody over, because, you know, that's a thing. You can pay someone to do it, in fact. Amber's taken them with her for 19 hours of travelling, which I consider animal cruelty personally. The part of this that fascinates me the most is not that Amber gets there, it's all the fast food she hits up on the journey, because she really does not care. She'll happily plan for the clothing and the cushions and the blankets, yes, because anxiety, but when it comes to planning the food part, no, we wing it, because then I can do little mini mukbangs, you know, and because my feeder really likes it when I got extra cushion for the pushing.
Okay, so we are currently at a 7-Eleven, a new 7-Eleven actually, but I'm standing here with Tweaky. All right, so we're at a little spot, I don't know. There's a Subway there. All right, so we stopped and got some McDonald's. I got a hash brown and They're a bagel with sausage and egg and cheese. And I literally like to put the hash brown.
I do too.
You do that too?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, me and my mom are so much alike. All right, so we are stopped again at a gas station this time because, what is it called?
Clutchy.
A Klotchy?
You never had one?
No, we're about to do a taste test. So my mom said that these kolaches, is that what it's called?
Yeah, they're good.
It's like a hot dog with like bread. She's like, you gotta try it. So we're gonna try it. Ooh, that's hot. Well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to eat it.
Why?
It kind of gives me the creeps.
Why?
Like the inside of it doesn't look cooked. So there's like cream cheese on the inside, I guess. Mmm.
Hand me my donut.
You want the other one? You want to try it? Mom, do you want
Hand me
it?
my donut.
You want
No,
Mom?
I want my maple donut.
There are only two other things of note on this journey. First of all, her mother is somewhat adorable because she bought things like fridge magnets for each state she'd gone to. She missed one, sadly, and hopefully she gets it on the return journey unless she's loitering around Wisconsin until Amber goes home. If not, it's going to be a lot of journeys and a lot of gas. The second is Amber takes her dog briefly for a walk. The animals, of course, do not get to go out because she has no harnesses for her cats, and because she's all in favour of, well, neglecting them. Although she does give them some water later on, that's something, right? But the walking part fascinated me because, yet again, South Park character. Now there's one more video to show you for this month, and this is her fully in Wisconsin, spending time with, what was he called? Slommy Tobby or Slommy Tommy? There's a nickname for Tommy right now, and it seems quite apt for the feeder.
So if you guys don't know, I'm currently in Wisconsin visiting my long distance partner.
She acts like such a child, it's amusing. Now, the very first clip she's about to show us will further lean into the idea that she's with a feeder. This does not help the situation, Amber. And by the way, your views are dropping off because people are done trying to help you, repeatedly telling you what is better for you. Because you always know what's best even when it's the worst possible decision. You are as bad, if not worse, than Foodie Beauty.
What is this again?
Roll up with vanilla ice cream.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
Why is it crunchy?
it freezes it. All right, so we had to get me this like step thingy because her truck is so tall.
Wait, are you telling me Tommy hasn't accommodated for your size by getting something a bit shorter? Or is it possible that this was already in Tommy's possession but you're trying to make it seem like it's brand spanking new? It's almost like treating you as if you're disabled. Have you ever given any thought or consideration to going to the sodding gym?
Oreo Coca-Cola with popping candy. That sounds intriguing. Why does everyone say hectic to us?
Do you think it's because, and I'm assuming this is taken from a live, over the course of September, you have said hectic so many bloody times? So why are they saying it to you? Because you're hectic, of course. Because you're hectic this, hectic that, hectic up your arse. You are so much hectic. Honestly, there is a hectic level beyond, but it's just impossible to attain because it's Amberlynn Reid hectic. Sigh.
You guys, I'm about to shower, but I just want to let you know that I've literally made myself at home. Like, all of this is mine, besides the plant, of course. I have my own bathroom.
If by chance that Amberlynn Reid in October doesn't go back to Oklahoma, or decides that all her stuff needs to be shipped to Wisconsin, please don't be surprised. Amberlynn's expedited relationship rate is quite well known. She moves in really quickly. She falls in love, hard as she calls it, gets close, intimate, has the honeymoon phase, and then eventually falls out. Because she gets too comfortable, too disgusting, and, becomes more like Amber. And eventually people see through that nonsense and decide they can't be arsed with her anymore. Tommy might be one of the very rare cases where this may not happen, because some believe this is Amber's last ride because of Tommy.
What's going on? You can't find a spot.
I'm not good at finding the spots.
As far as Amberlynn Reid's September goes, this is as exciting as it gets. She gets to relive being a teenage girl all over again. The cycle is renewed, so it can be repeated and be totally new this time. Because this time, she has a girlfriend that may well enjoy being on camera with her, which means content. She can ignore her mother, because she only needs her for, driving duties to get to and from Wisconsin, unless of course she decides to stay. In conclusion, September was a more active month for Amber, but viewership-wise, not as good as August was when she did 5 live streams. Live streaming is probably where she's better suited, to be honest, which is why she's been doing a lot of stuff on TikTok lives, because it's harder to record most of that unless you're watching it live. It's not a playback thing, right? Amber knows this, and it's easy money. It really is. It's hectic, right? Ultimately, while she has been more active, she's not really done anything and gotten worse. Her health is deteriorating. She's made some poor choices, and for the rest of this year, we get to watch those poor decisions unfold, because it will inevitably cause her more problems. She, the dainty queen, is only 33 years old, 5 years younger than myself, yet she will, as everyone knows, encounter more health problems because of her inability to look after her health, whereas Tommy is seen to be helping her health race directly to the hectic bottom. On to October, everyone. So the month of October 2024 is a fascinating one. It's a fascinating one because Amber only released 2 videos, one of which took place at the end of September. Amber's so hectic that she only made that much content. However, a number of theories that were posited by members of were confirmed or debunked in the only actual video she made in the month. We do, however, have a few arcs to go through, whether it be Amber in Wisconsin or whether it be Alexis, the former best friend, who dunked on Amber in 2 videos, deleted those videos, and then went crawling back to Amber. Took a dump on World while she was at it. What we're going to do is go through events as they unfolded, because there were some other areas of interest. Q&As, for example, because Amber's delusion is, of course, quite strong. I want to insert a point of interest. The point of interest is Amberlynn Reid lost quite a few views this month. Her rewatchability is massively depleting, so the ability to go back and watch older videos isn't as interesting as it once was. Her most viewed video on her channel is the video where she announces she has cancer, so not being an active creator in 1 month leads to a theory from myself. I believe the reason Amberlynn Reid was not so active during the month of October, and yes, we're going to start with this and see whether we can work it out, is because she is building up content to release during Vlogmas. So she'll be more active in November whilst still piling up the content, stockpiling even. I also think she'll still be in Wisconsin at this point because she'll want to spend Christmas with her beloved. YP number 3. I assume we're shooting for a trilogy here. If we are, this is not a good ending. So let's begin with the first video she released in the month of October that happened at the end of September.
Hey guys, welcome to a new vlog. I look absurdly hectic right now.
Amberlynn Reid is still saying hectic and putting on a Valley Girl accent, and I'm now going to insert a clip of every single sodding time in this video she says hectic, because I don't like it. It annoys me, and you need to suffer it as well.
Hectic? Hectic is very hectic. Hectic.
If I, as an Englishman, have to suffer through a woman in her early to mid-30s using young speak, so do you. Although she does consider it a blessing to have grey hairs at the age of 33.
I'm in the middle of doing my makeup, and I'm just like, okay, so she's a dandruff queen, but like, she also has a million grey hairs. Like, y'all, I'm getting so old. Why? I'm fine with every wrinkle, every grey hair is a blessing.
I'm not entirely convinced that's a blessing. More a statement of the stress your body's under because of the weight and gravity. Now, unlike other vlogs you've done in the past, this one actually is a vlog. You go out and you go places. That includes featuring clips with Alexis in. So what we're going to do now is treat this like a response video and go through the highlights of that vlog that I've had to suffer through 3 times.
We're doing the valet type deal type stitch right here. Look at these cute little like seat type deals. Okay, so we're currently trying to figure out what floor our hotel room's at. What is it? Floor 4? We're trying to get a higher room because 1404 is what we're looking for. We're gonna be on floor 14 and I'm afraid of heights, folks.
You're gonna notice throughout this vlog, Amber's doing the honeymoon phase thing. Hell, it's only been 3 months at this point, and she's already dropping the L word in this video, which we'll get to. It's cringe. You need to suffer it, which is also cringe, saying it again. Much like her situation type duel moments. It has to be said over and over again just to drive the point home. Now, the hotel room fascinated me, not because she showed us everything in the room, but because of one little clip in the hotel room. Just a point of interest concerning the shower.
And then here is the bathroom. Cute little shower type deal.
The reason I found that interesting is because unlike everything else she waddled over to, she leaned around the shower. Based on the fact she, in the next shot, after showing us the toilet, just about fits in the doorway to get into that room, which is why I think they went with that room to begin with to accommodate her width. I'm inclined to believe she will not be using that shower at any point.
I'm recording type deal.
Are you?
Is your voice gonna be in it? I'll edit it out.
You don't have to.
You guys guess who that is right there? Hectic.
Very hectic.
So this is the part where Alexis now features with, I believe, either a friend or her partner. I couldn't be asked to work out which. In the last video Amber released in September, she told us about this, about how they have made amends, blah blah blah. It does, however, make Alexis look like a bit of a grifter. Additionally, it makes Alexis look like a snake, which is also possible, more than likely in fact. In truth, I don't really care what Alexis is to Amber. Their exchanges are very superficial in this video. It's all superficial. Everything is forced laughter. It's social anxiety 101. Amber just laughs at everything. But they go to various clubs and they have lots of very heavily sugared drinks, which Amber loves. Now this is foreshadowing for the second video, because Amber, I firmly believe, just let go this month. And when you, at her size, let go for a month, things start to look wrong. Although when they do go to another club, we get to see Amber crossing a street. It is one of the most unflattering South Park character-esque waddles I have ever seen in my life.
I'm not used to this life.
You're getting.
See, I hear a whistle. Where does that whistle come from?
I don't know. There was a whistle though. Oh, we're going to the fluid one?
I don't think anything's happening. Oh gosh. Oh, the door's open though.
Now I had mentioned Amber had dropped the L word, the horrid, disgusting, putrid L word, after being together for a mere 3 months, which is something that Amber confirmed right at the end of this video on a subject concerning animals, her animals more notably. Here's the L word, prepare to vomit.
I love you.
I love you. You're my favorite.
You're my favorite.
Why do you have a weird accent when I say that? You're my favorite. Today is actually the 26th of September, which is actually mine and Tommy's 3-month anniversary, because we started dating on June 26th, and literally the first time we ever spoke was only June 18th.
You really are a relationship locust. You go from one harvest to the other and leave some form of ruin in your way. It's Skanklin Reid, yeah. Now in truth, when it comes to you talking about your pets, I didn't care in the slightest, because it made sense, because who would you leave your pets with? Especially if you intend to stay in Wisconsin, which at this point many believe is the case, because you're with Slommy, Tommy, the feeder. Sorry, I misspoke. I meant to say Tommy only. The other part is just a pet nickname given to you by the haters. Now before we finish this vlog and go through some of your AMAs, Q&As, right? You said, and you led up to the anniversary part of that quote, which I didn't play and I'll play in a moment, by stating you were ahead on content.
My allergies are bad. I just woke up. I was actually editing this vlog and I realized I do not have an outro, but it's also like perfect timing because I needed to talk to you guys about something. So I am a little like ahead of vlogging. Today is actually the 26th of September.
You only released one video in October, so clearly that is not the case. And by that I mean you only released one video that was made in October, just to deal with the 1 or 2 pedantic fools who try it. The second point of interest before we go to the AMAs is, if you can't tell, Amber is getting bigger. That much is obvious. It's obvious in her face, which is most of what we see. We rarely see a full body shot, and we do in this. When we did, yes, she's sinking further towards the ground. Give it a couple more years and those oddly proportioned legs are going to be merging with her abdominal region. Keep it up and you'll end up resembling the Blob Lord from Enter the Gungeon. So on to the AMAs. So let's start with the more tame questions on the Hectic Ambi Instagram account. Would you try more fun recipes with Tommy in a video like ice cream roll-ups? No. Are we really going to get the crumble cookie video? You know, the one that she sent to somebody who was married and she was okay with? Yeah. Yes. But I'm not sure what my best plan of action is, like which website. Well, unless you say the B-I-N-G-E word, YouTube. What was the first picture you took with Tommy? In the Jeep she surprised me with, exactly 3 months ago. By the way, today is our 4-month talk-anniversary. Would you take your partner's last name if you got married? It'll be my official double-barreled surname Era. In your video, Alexis hides behind you. Is she trying to not show her true size? Now the reason for this is because in Amber's vlog, the filters Alexis uses in her own posts aren't there. Alexis is quite large, and this has drawn much ire from many who think that she has no leg to stand on when criticising Amber. They have a point. Also, the filters don't help you, and nor does the large girl camera angle of aimed slightly up so you can tilt your head back and the chins become less apparent. Amber's reply: I don't understand why everything has to be about size. Didn't you used to say size a lot? If she was misspelt society's standards of skinny, people would assume she was doing that because she was low-key shy. Why can't that be the reason? Put your fat phobia away for another time, please. Aim it at me instead of my friends. Thanks. Why bother? Your friend made 2 videos, aired a fair bit of dirty laundry, confirmed many held theories within world concerning your split personality, and then they backtracked on it. They're going to get criticism. It's going to be painful for them. Do you think it will be difficult for your audience to move on from the feeder accusations? They've thought all my past girlfriends were feeders. To an extent, there is a point there, because at one point you were bedbound with then Becky, and they had to get your food. YP definitely was a feeder, and Tommy is obviously a feeder. You say different now? We'll get to that soon. Which state is the best state you lived in, and which state is the worst in your opinion? The best is California, the worst is Kentucky. That surprises me, because when you lived in California, your taxes were a lot higher. In Kentucky, they're very low. I would think for somebody who had access to something as simple as a cheesecake factory and affordable living, Kentucky would be high up. Now there is one more concerning a New York vlog from another creator. Yeah, don't care. This one is irrelevant. For someone who claims to be hectic, this is about as much energy as she's put into any content in the month of October. Now there was technically like one more concerning images, but the bottom image on this one you see is actually from her most recent video in this month, right? Where people are comparing the older image of Amber back when she was essentially bedbound, to now. However, people are basing it on Amber's head, forgetting here that the weight displacement changes over time. It really does. And you can say, Amber, that you aren't as big or as heavy. I could believe it if it weren't for the fact that you have, in the space of October and September, put on obvious weight. You quit Ozempic again because you failed. You lied about what you were eating, and this month you cut loose. So with this, we need to now go to this video in the bottom image here, because there's a few comments she makes, and we need to talk about it.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So, I've been gone for a minute.
Just to give this some context, if the last video you saw was made in September and this one nearer the end of October, it's possible she's not been around for close to 5 weeks. Now I firmly believe she was making content to build up to November, December, which means she gets to then sit back a bit, right? Either that, or she genuinely just cut loose. Problem she has is, 2 videos were removed from her channel which led to a suspicion that she had been struck. Something which in this video she confirms was not the case. She did have 2 videos though by YouTube removed, and I'm going to play the clip that got one of them removed, but I'm going to blur out the word B-I-N-G-E because it is believed to be that word.
I know when I watch mukbangs, I get super hungry while I'm eating it. And in the past, I tried to stop watching them because sometimes like watching a mukbang would make me like or overeat or whatever. But I'm trying to learn how to turn it into something positive instead of negative. I'm trying to watch them eat. I like needed a break. It was a much needed break. And honestly, I feel like I can continue this break, but so many of you are like, we miss you. Where are you?
Obviously, there are a number of lies in this, because the last video she uploaded has the comments turned off. If anyone's asking questions about where she is, it will be on Instagram. And she didn't answer any questions over the course of this month concerning her hiatus. Also, no one actually cares about you that much. People still hate watch you and downvote your videos, but you are definitely in your decline era still, because you've done nothing to deserve a renaissance.
So, where have I been? I just needed a break. I have been on YouTube for 11 years, and I just feel like as like time goes on, my breaks become longer.
Another theory that was posited is perhaps because of the nature of the 2 videos you had removed from your channel, you were perhaps afraid to upload, so you used it as a reason to take time off. The thing here is, Amber, you've been on YouTube for 11 years. These days you don't make much content. The video you put out at the start of the month was 10 minutes long. This one is you talking for 18 minutes. Sure, that's a lengthy video by your standards, but your videos usually have you say, so it's the next day, at least 3 times in them, and they're short. You barely do any vlogging at all. You really don't do anything. So this, to be honest, is redundant, because you've been taking breaks and phoning it in for years? Yes, I'm going to take the piss out of that as well.
I know a lot of people don't understand because it's not a normal job. Being a YouTuber is not normal. It's more popular now than ever.
So first things first, it is by current year standards quite the normal job to be a social media influencer of some kind. You're not very influential, but that's because you've never changed, adapted and improved, which is why when there are other channels rising up, some of which come from TikTok and then bring their content here because the money's better, they will start to do better, and then you will be replaced in some kind of grand replacement, which is inevitable really, because you're racing everyone to the bottom by doing nothing. If this is your job, and it started during the time of Destiny properly as a YouTuber, think about all that you've thrown away, and how much you take for granted by now standards, to phone it in as a creator. I still maintain, and I've said it multiple times, you should have a real job away from this though, because you need normality, consistency, and control.
But things do get heavy over here. People thought that I got a strike, and the only reason why I know this is because if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I do Q&As on there, or I have been, and I've been doing them daily just because I like to talk to you guys. And a lot of you like thought I was like striked or whatever, and no. YouTube did take down 2 videos of mine recently. It was rotisserie chicken, and I ate 5,000 calories today.
Okay, so the first little clip before it jump cutted was Amber then making everything about her mental health and need to take breaks. I skipped over that part to give you the shorter version because Amber likes to use anything as an excuse to not do something, hence the vlogs we've been putting up with for the past 3 years. The second, she addresses the removal of 2 videos, a clip of which I showed you. We do believe that YouTube, many within believe that binge as a word is getting flagged by YouTube's system, hence why I'm spelling it. How tragic. Now in this, Amber goes on to talk about how she was meant to be doing an interview with somebody, and that perhaps because it shone a light on her, YouTube took notice, looked at her content, and removed the videos either to protect Amber's image, or because those videos violated some form of TOS and Amber didn't know about it. So they didn't give her strikes, polite warnings, nothing more. I think if there's any truth to any of this, Amber, you should provide proof of that. And it is possible. Studio app does show you if you've got a warning or any kind of notification of wrongdoing. Emails as well for that matter. You just, remove the email address part. It's not overly complicated. That's at the top above the actual message itself. But Amber doesn't like to show proof. But this is why Amber's been gone, isn't it? She doesn't need to show us proof. She doesn't need to do weigh-ins because she's with someone that accepts her for who she is as she continues to increase. Sorry, it's water weight. My apologies.
My goal for the rest of October and for November is to upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
The amusing thing about that statement is the first is on the Friday, 1st of November that is, which means then by her standards of when she released this in October, we're only going to get one on the Monday and the Wednesday. Anyone want to put bets on how many videos she actually made between now and then? And yes, I'm doing this slightly early. Don't worry, in November I'll actually cover whether she kept that promise. This 18-minute video she made can be summarized with the following. I'm going to make content, guys. That's it. No lie, that's it. The comments are turned on for this one, which is wonderful, because somebody did summarize it by saying that. This is peak Amber nontent, and October is a great demonstration of somebody not just phoning it in, but deciding, as a vlogger, nothing is worth vlogging, therefore I'm going to cut loose. You are a full-time vlogger. You're in Wisconsin, and you tried to apply mental gymnastics as to why you didn't pull your iPhone out to record things. or take photos of your makeup. This is you quintessentially making excuses for why you can't do something, summarizing aptly your entire 2024. My only question of interest heading into November is, so when are you going back to the sooner state? Sorry, are you going back to the sooner state sooner rather than later, or are you going to be living in Wisconsin and starting a brand new life? I guess we'll find out in November, guys. So we finally reached the end of 2024, the final month I insert into this video series. Yes, part 3 as well. Oh dear. For somebody that is still in the midst of her non-tent era, it's impressive that as we reach the end of the year, just how much can happen all at once. So much so that during this month I released 2 videos talking about 2 separate problems Amber had to deal with. I need to play clips from those at some point. I'm going to start by saying that there is a number of problems Amber's facing. She is still, at time of recording, on the 26th of November, she is still in Wisconsin. It is my firm belief she'll still be there, and it is unlikely she'll go home to the Sooner State anytime soon. Not least because of a small tragedy. Big in the grand scheme, but small for her because her priorities are skewed. Amber is still not uploading as much, and she does claim that there are valid reasons for it. The haters are one of them. But as she has suffered huge losses in income because of her lack of activity, it is unlikely Amber is going to be able to continue doing this. My firm belief is that she is gearing up to release a lot of videos during the month of December, more commonly known as Vlogmas, or as I call this because this is going out on the 2nd of December, the Merry Meggy month of Moistmas. For an individual that was embroiled in a number of dramas of her own doing because her decisions got her this far, it's impressive she's not released that many videos this month, where AdSense is quite good, does get better. She hasn't really changed at all beyond truly giving up on a weight loss journey in favour of getting bigger and bigger. She's not telling us how much she weighs anymore. That much is definitive, but we don't need her to tell us. We know she's well over a quarter-ton princess. She's always considered herself a dainty girl on her weight loss journey. The quarter-ton princess is on her new path to half-ton heifer. So during the month of November I released 2 videos. I did do a live stream as well on Moistonian, going through what she's been up to. I do regular streams there keeping tabs to make this easier. Both videos centre around certain instances or incidents that have been going on during the month of November that only really came to light more because of Amber's inactivity. In the second video, which we'll play both clips of anyway in a moment, in the second video, Amber goes to bat for Tommy because of many accusations that come to light, and also because there is genuine concern for Amber being their feeder, along with her cat Rarity being missing, which is hardly a priority for Amber. You'll understand why soon. Let's go take a look at what Amberlynn Reid's been up to and try and work out if she's even around anymore. And I say that because she's uploaded sod all content. She's too busy being happy Lynn. Well, much like Chantel telling us she's happy Lynn, or living the dream. The reality is often difficult to quantify because they obfuscate so much of what is considered the truth. The most recent upload to her channel was titled Why I Stopped Drinking.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So I was hardcore cuddling with the fur babies, and as you guys know, I am allergic to cats.
You're also allergic to eggs, you're allergic to exercise, you're allergic to weight loss, you are allergic to having a stable relationship, yet you form ridiculously attached relationships very quickly because of your own attachment issues. You're allergic to looking good, smelling right, and you're allergic to fashion. Yes, I'm judging harshly because I want to.
So my eyes earlier were super red, and now that's why they're kind of swollen, and I have fur all over me. And you know, we're just fine with that. It's just fur baby glitter. Like, we're totally fine.
I can promise you, even in 4K, I couldn't tell if your eyes were more swollen than anything else on you. And that's not a dig at your size, it's more a statement of fact. Because usually when I look at your eyes, I see black rings around them, so I try not to look at them.
I noticed that I like to mention something about my appearance that I know other people are going to mention. So it's like, I just mention it first. Like, folks, I know. Like, my eyes, they're swollen. My cheeks are probably swollen right along with it.
I like that you think that somehow cancels out the obvious, and that is that you are clearly putting on more weight. you are not far away from being bedbound, which may well be another reason as to why you've not uploaded much during the month of November. Your inactivity is a glaring and damning statement for your, well, let's say, loving and happy relationship. Although there are many calling into question the legitimacy of that, all the while there are many more now calling out Tommy. There is a name for Tommy now as well, by the way. I'm not going to say it in this video because I don't want to get into trouble if there's any trouble to be had. Their own negative past raises concerns for your well-being, and there is a limit to how much help your audience is willing to give you, mostly because you won't ask for it, and you also won't accept it.
I have fur all over me. I look a hot mess. Like, my hair is fried. And I know you guys have been seeing me just like sit here. I think this is like the 3rd video in a row.
Amber, I could believe all 3 videos were filmed back to back. You can make all the commentary you like about the scenery and the lack thereof when it comes to your mobility, but we all know why you're not moving, and we know why you've not made any content as well. This isn't a non-tent era thing. It's you kind of being under a thumb while being shovel-fed food.
It's just easier for me right now as I get back into like the swing of things and like filming again. Right now I'm just giving you guys like random little tiny updates in my life.
You know, it'd be easier if you just posted them to Twitter, right? Because your viewership on these videos is minimal, certainly compared to the glory days. This video's been out for 5 days. It has gotten half the number of views you used to get, and it is majority downvotes. The majority of the comments, by the way, are people saying the videos are the same, just a different title, and that you need to admit it, you are stuck there and can't get home. You went as far as Wisconsin. You may as well go back to the Sooner State and live again. Even though you did Sodor in Oklahoma, you at least did more than what you've done in Wisconsin. Make all the excuses you like, but you're a full-time content creator. It is your job, and you've done nothing. David Dobrik's done more than you, and he's released nothing in years.
And I'm okay with that for now. Like, eventually we're gonna get back into vlogging. Like, you guys are gonna see more vlogs and stuff, but right now it's just like, this is an update. Hello, hello.
I want to put a theory out there that the reason you haven't vlogged much in November is because you're hedging your bets with Vlogmas in December. And the reason we're getting the one view in the one spot is because the rest of the place you're going to inhabit will be you waddling around a place that is decorated for the merry meggy month of Moistmas. So you can squeeze every penny you can out of December. Can't hate you for that. But you do know the AdSense in November's pretty good as well though, right?
So, update on my mental health. As you guys know, I have been going through it, and that's putting it lightly. I've just been like in this funk.
Yeah, I've heard happiness does that to you. How's that relationship working out for you?
But I am slowly getting out of that. I feel myself getting out of it, but like I still have random funky moments, as we call it.
Yeah, this relationship reeks of healthy, Amber. Real healthy. It's so healthy that by the end of this month, you will have some of the lowest views for a month that you've ever had on YouTube. Now, you might be able to, because of November, be able to scrape a living with it. But I'll be honest with you, you can't get away with uploading barely anything. You can blame your mental health if you like, and it's a legitimate excuse or reason for anyone else. Just not you, because you use everything as an excuse to not do something. At this point, you have every disease, and I've said it before, you have Nurgle's blessing, but Nurgle doesn't want you. Nurgle wants those that actually know what love is.
And it brings me to, like, the other topic of discussion. Like, I have never really shared my experience with having borderline personality disorder, which is BPD, as you guys have heard me talk about that frequently. I was diagnosed, I want to say, like, a year and a half ago by a psychologist. It was someone who I was seeing for weight loss surgery initially, and then when I realized I didn't want weight loss surgery.
Now that is an interesting point, because I remember the whole furor around your weight loss surgery. You claimed you didn't get it because of the audience doxing your doctor, but you found some use for them anyway to allegedly diagnose you with BPD. To be honest, I struggle to believe you have BPD, in the same sense I struggle to believe the majority of those on TikTok claiming to have DID because of how they treat it and how they behave. You are the same, especially because of what you treat us to within your videos, where it is very much a case of, no, you're just all over the place. Remember in school, if you're old enough you'll get this, where they didn't have classes for those who were dyslexic, they just called people stupid? Yeah, in this, even with all the experts available now, people just look at you and say, no, you're just stupid. Not to denigrate those who have BPD, by the way, just Amber, because she claims to have everything. She really does. Give it a year and she'll claim to have DID as well. She'll also claim megalomania given enough time.
I still kept seeing her because, like,
It was therapy that genuinely was changing my life, actively changing my life.
No offense intended, but based on where you are now, if it did actively change your life, it changed it to the tune of having 2 separate people drive you long distances, and then for you to continue doing literally nothing different because your weight is going up, which means you're doing even less and eating even more.
And that is also when I was diagnosed with CTPTSD or something like that. It's just like, it's obvious. It's like, if you go through a lot of traumatic things as a child, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have some sort of PTSD from that. And I definitely do.
I just want you to be aware, Amber, that the vast majority of your audience do not believe anything you say. They're not buying what you're selling. They don't believe any of the diagnoses you claim to have. They don't believe any of it's obvious. They just believe you're a massive narcissist. They believe that you are a poor avatar for any of those conditions because you're not those. You just make those personality hooks when it suits you, to make you more relatable to other people. In reality, your attempts at trying to appear quirky and unique make you remarkably mundane, and still do not provide one adequate reason as to why you barely make any content, and why you haven't for years.
Shook me to the core was being diagnosed with BPD, because for the longest time, I was like, I don't even know what that is. Like, I kind of judged it, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I don't have a personality disorder. Like, I don't know why I took offense to that, because there were people who would reach out to me for all of my time on YouTube. People would reach out to me and be like, you have borderline personality disorder, and I would take like actual offense to it.
No offense intended, but I could actually believe the majority of those that said it to you in a derogatory way, or as if it were an ad hoc. In the same sense of calling someone autistic when they're not autistic, because some of the mannerisms they have come across as autistic, right? The inability to comprehend, oh, you're dyslexic. Do you get me? The thing here is with you, you may claim it's your pride that stopped you from accepting it. I'm more inclined to believe you just don't have it. And that stacks up with the majority of those that watch your content. Well, those few that watch it anyway.
So I have actually found a psychiatrist / therapist who I'm going to be speaking to. I'm going to be calling. I have not called yet. I have discovered them. I have found them. I know about them, and they know nothing about me yet. But that is one step closer. I don't want to be coming on here speaking about my experience while not getting help.
For anyone that's followed Amberlynn Reid for any amount of time in her YouTube career, you will know she goes through psychiatrists quicker than she can empty a packet of Smarties. Once they find out about her and try and help her, she will briefly listen to them, partake in activities they recommend, tell us about the jolly good cry sessions she has talking to them. Within a few weeks of the honeymoon phase passing, she will have quit, because they'll finally start to tell her what she needs to hear, which is not what she wants to hear. The cycle will become renewed.
Speaking of medicine and being medicated, I don't know what reminded me of this, but Tommy and I, we like to watch movies together.
She goes on for a few more minutes, by the way, before that moment, prattling on about BPD, and how she doesn't want the BPD version of her to be in the videos. She wants her real, authentic self. The funny thing is, the real, authentic self is the one telling us this nonsense. This inane drivel. How she managed to segue to watching movies 30 minutes at a time, I have no idea. But she did. I'm going to skip over that part because it's pointless.
I'm a little traumatized. The next thing I want to talk about is like scheduling for YouTube. As you guys know, I'm a scheduling queen, but then I always fail at the scheduling. So we're not going to schedule. I don't want there to be any expectations of me.
Yes, at the end of October you said you were going to upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday to the end of the month. The month ended on the Friday and you didn't upload on the Wednesday or the Friday. Your New Year's resolution this year was to upload every other day. You have fallen so far from that. You may be a scheduling queen, but you are at best a scheduling queen in name only. I really do believe you're trying to hedge your bets with Vlogmas to make up for the abysmal year. And you'll still be in Wisconsin because I think you've moved in.
I actively cannot fail anybody right now.
What about yourself? You do it every single day with your poor decisions. And you're starting to become more and more like Chantel in the sense that you base a lot of your decisions, the poor decisions, on how the internet will react. You live vicariously through them. You hate watch enough of them anyway.
I don't want to fail myself. I'm a little traumatized. Vlogmas is coming up, and that's always been my most favorite time of year. I love Christmas. Christmas is my favorite holiday. I love the decorations. I love giving. I'm very much a gift giver, as you guys know. I love the music. I love the vibes. It just puts me in a happy space. I love watching other people's Vlogmas. I love filming my own Vlogmas, even if I'm staring at the wall. So let's do it together. I'm a little traumatized.
What really loves Vlogmas more than anything in the world is Amberlynn Reid's bank account, because for the briefest time, her account is then reflushed with coin, so she can then become even more weirdly parasocial, take her girlfriend, the tomboys that she always dates, out shopping for the nifty geeky things that she will also simultaneously love briefly.
And you guys have given me a lot of ideas. Some of you were like, do Vlogmas every other day. So that would only be like 12 videos. And then someone actually gave me the idea, 3-minute Vlogmases. Like, and if you go over 3 minutes, then awesome, that's amazing. At least you're uploading every single day, even if it's 3 minutes. And I'm like, you know what? That's kind of a good idea.
Yeah, if you're a lazy bitch.
Hello, welcome to a new video. So this is not clickbait. Yes, I will be talking about the things that are being said about Tommy.
Spoiler, no, she doesn't. But do brace yourself for the condescension Lynn Reid that we have all come to accept and appreciate.
So I actually already have a couple videos, really exciting videos and happy videos filmed. I don't have them edited yet or anything like that, but I do have them up. That was what was going to be going up next. But since this has happened, I feel compelled. Like, there are a lot of times where rumors are happening and things are being said where I just keep my mouth shut. Maybe I'll like mention it like on the low, maybe like on Instagram or just in passing.
Since we're entering the Merry Meggy month of Moistmas, you're damn well going to address it, not just because you really should, but because money. And over the course of the year, this year especially, you've been outed by many people for your shady past and your behaviours offline, not, well, lining up with your online. What people did for you because you refused to accept you're a terrible person. This time, though, it's not that you're being outed for being a terrible person, it's that you are willingly aligning yourself with a terrible person. Somebody that will only seek to enable bad habits in you and harm you.
I even wrote something because I wanted to be like in a clear mind. And as you guys know, I love to write. I love to journal. I'm able to collect my thoughts so much better in writing versus like speaking out loud. You guys know me. Like, your girl can't speak half the time.
So anyone want to put odds on Tommy having written this for her and in fact being off camera holding it for her while she reads it?
So I decided to write like in journal form, the way that I would write in my journal. And I am going to read it to you guys because it's going to help me, because I do feel very anxious and I do want to like have collective thoughts. I don't want to forget anything. And this is very important to me that I get this out in this moment.
Are these a part of the terms and conditions? Is there a fine print you forgot to include? No refund, perhaps? This all seems a bit trivial and you're just dragging the video. Oh, it is because of AdSense then, isn't it? Sincerity Lynn 101. There is no such thing as sincerity.
So before I read it, I just want to explain like in short form. This is about a reaction channel who was contacted by Tommy's ex-girlfriend's ex-wife. And this woman was immediately put on a pedestal and everything that she said was believed.
This would only be true if all you did was look for the negativity. There are many people calling into question the validity of the ex's complaints. And that person's past as well. A criminal record, I believe, is floating around somewhere. But just because they have a criminal record doesn't mean there's no truth to what they've said. A lot of it right now is what you could consider turd flinging. But because it lines up with other things we know, there is some validity lent to it. Of course, it has to be proven first. And I agree with that. Where's the sodding statement?
People have taken everything that she said as gospel and as truth because a lot of you want someone to hate, and it's easy for you guys to hate Tommy for whatever reason.
You're over £500. You are their type. They got with you months after their partner passed away and their partner weighed more than you. Their previous relationships lend credence to the belief they are a feeder. Why are you so defensive when actually, much like when you claimed to have cancer, the audience was on your side? There have been a number of times when you've been dragged into drama and the audience went to bat for you. You have a brief window of opportunity to listen to them rather than simply go, fingers in ears, la 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 la, can't hear you through the ham hocks.
You guys don't know her in person like I do, and I'm telling you, she is lovable and likable, and I am happy and in love with her. And I know a lot of people
want to like twist this like really dark narrative, but I'm telling you it's not real.
Many people in your audience find it hard to believe because all they've seen of you since you went to Wisconsin is you sat on the same 2 seats in the same area of the same place. They've not seen you do anything with Tommy since that one night out. That was it. It would be better for Tommy to address the rumours directly rather than you go to bat for Tommy, because that also empowers the audience into believing that you are being controlled by Tommy. If you can't understand this, then it's because you're not smart enough and you're too full of yourself.
I truly hate that I have to do this. I want my channel to reflect what's real in my life and not constantly having to make videos like this, defending Tommy's character because of a reaction channel who is so hungry for views and money and hot tea that they have created a whole false storyline that has thousands and thousands of people believing it. It's unfair to me, and it's unfair to Tommy.
I like the fact that you believe the only reason that stream happened, titled Amberlynn Reid Get Out Now, was done solely to generate views and money. That tells us you weren't watching and paying attention. You were listening, but you weren't listening. If you bothered to listen, you'd be able to consider that differing perspectives here and the X's voices aren't something you should simply dismiss. It's why many people call out anyone that wants to date you, because they should know better at this point because of your notoriety, although you're not comparable to that of Tommy.
This is not the first time this reaction channel has done this. They have platformed a few people as long as they were willing to spill tea and share whatever could cause me or other people in my life to look bad for their benefit. There have been some serious misrepresentations made in a recent video on that reaction channel about an extremely painful chapter in Tommy's life. The video, which talks about a domestic violence situation involving Tommy and her ex, fails to include important facts, so it paints a false and harmful narrative.
You, Amberlynn Reid, are not the right person to be talking about that subject then, are you? As you are a third party, you are not relevant to that story. The advice comes from many people, in fact, your haters of the world, to remove yourself from Wisconsin, get your mother to pick you up, take you home, and free yourself from the prison you have put yourself in. This is not too dissimilar from Chantel, who's put herself in a prison in Kuwait under the guise of sticking it to her audience. And in this instance, you're being told not everything is as it seems, in the world of Tommy that is, but you are willingly allowing it to persist and digging yourself into a hole that could well lead to more harm for you or your pets. The condescending attempt at scolding your audience in this video is going to become more prevalent, and it's tragic that you're the one to try this. If it comes from a script to help articulate your thoughts better, then surely it would be better if it came from Tommy reading from a script. Why does it have to be you at this point? Oh, that's right, because you generate views and interest. And this video did get 50,000 views, 6.3k downvotes, so it was well received.
And I want to be very clear. Tommy is the victim here, not the one at fault. The details in the video were based on inaccurate and incomplete information from a third party with a clear agenda. Someone who has openly stated that their goal was to get revenge for their own personal reasons, and even admitted that they've tried to get revenge in the past. This kind of victim shaming is not only misleading, it's downright disgusting.
Third party with a clear agenda. Is that really how we're defining this? Bit ironic, don't you think? Tad hypocritical as well. Oh, you're embarrassing today, aren't you?
It wasn't a simple incident in a garage. As you can see from the charges listed about Tommy's ex, there was a weapon involved. A weapon. Please just think about that for a minute. With multiple ways to escape a garage, Tommy couldn't. Think about why. The truth is that her abuser was charged with felony charges for their actions, and Tommy has spent years working on healing and working through trauma her ex caused.
Okay, so I have an image on the screen here. These are allegedly the charges involved. False imprisonment, guilty due to no contest plea. Endangering safety, charge dismissed. Disorderly conduct, dismissed. I believe these are referencing the ex. This does not change any of the allegations they made against Tommy, which would, well, lead me to believe that they had a toxic relationship, which seems to be a running theme with Tommy's relationships, oddly enough. There is a level of toxicity. Usually you're the one being toxic, so I guess this time you may well be cancelled out and become pH neutral. Although, let's face it here, that is unlikely, and I expect the inevitable future to be, we broke up because Tommy was B-U-S-I-V-E. I expect you to do that in the future, and by the way, in this video she will cry and imply she would quit YouTube over this. No, you won't, because you can't get a real job. No one would hire you.
A lot of people are saying that Tommy must have provoked her into holding her hostage with a weapon for hours. If that were true, Tommy's ex would not have been convicted. Provoking someone or self-defense, it would not have gotten her ex convicted for the millionth time, period.
I feel like you may not understand the charges that we've already shown on the screen. No contest is not a guilty plea. I know there could be some belief that perhaps there is guilt there, but no contest is not the same. Convicted on that, again, not the same, and the other charges, including weapons, were dismissed.
I stand by Tommy because I know the full story. And I've known the full story the whole time.
Are you sure about that, Amber? Or is that lover's blind spot here only applicable to the truth that you perceive because Tommy's told you that? Have you gone through all court documents and police records? Have you spoken to the ex-partners? Or have you simply listened and believed when it suited you and then allowed whatever happened next to happen? You're an enabler, Amber. You really are. I'm not trying to denigrate anything Tommy's gone through, but the voices of those against must also always be heard. They must always be heard. And this weird attempt at defending her when she could do it herself on your channel is astonishing. You are a third party arguing about third parties. For the sake of this end of year review, I'm not going to play any more from that video, and I cut off the first one early enough. We're now going to talk about the missing pet, Rarity. Now, Amber took her pets with her from Oklahoma to Wisconsin, not because she's living in Wisconsin permanently, although many do believe she will be very soon, but because she didn't trust anyone back in Oklahoma to look after her pets for her. Something about what I've just described seems a bit off, doesn't it? No one on the internet at this point is on Amber's side, because Amberlynn is still making it a point to prioritise defending Tommy first. During a video I'm going to show you a clip of in a moment, she will talk about how she's doing everything she can to find her cat. Clearly not. Because in the video that she uses, she puts in so many edits, so many jump cuts. This is fake. The cat being missing is not, but her reaction is. Anyone who genuinely cares wouldn't spend time editing a video together to release it to the public. They would be out there waddling around until every waking hour had been exhausted looking for their cat. If they care, that is. But you don't, Amber. Your animals only matter to you when you need them to, do something for you, to be a part of your content with a short-term clip. Although if you do release 3-minute videos in December, I wouldn't be surprised. We already know at this point you have created a backlog of content. You alluded to it in the video we went through. As far as I'm concerned, all of that should be on hold, and you should be finding your cat. This did lead to a sequel video about her dog, Twinkie Star, that is. Twinkie Star allegedly is not missing, but here's the Rarity video now.
Hey guys, so I really did not want to make this video, and I'm only making it because people have found out, and it's already on a reaction channel. But yes, my cat Rarity is missing, and I have done nothing but cry. It happened 2 nights ago, and I put full blame on myself because there's a yard, and that's where I let the dogs out to go to the bathroom, and it's through like a glass door, and I've just had a lot on my mind with everything that's been going on, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I've just been going through a lot.
I will stand by what I've said. Of course, I want the cat to go to a nice, safe, loving home that will look after them. So not you. You go on to make excuses. You did at the start there. This is pathetic from you. In this video you start by saying you've just been crying for 2 days. You also go on to later say you're doing everything you can. You're not. You spent more time editing this video with all those fucking jump cuts than you do actually looking for your cat. I'm not going to play the follow-up video with Twinkie Star references, but you should be glad that your haters did notice, because then it gives you a chance for a change to be honest about what you are and who you are. Because if you carried on uploading your cookie cutter content that you do anyway, we'll get to some of that soon, don't worry anyway guys, don't worry. It would make you look even crappier when your cat wasn't found if you did go back to the Sooner State and you didn't have Rarity with you. You'd have been outed and it would have hurt more.
No! Like, I don't know where the fuck she is, and it's been just like, literally, sorry. Tommy has helped so much. Like, I just feel so just like defeated, and Tommy has made like online posters and put it on different websites and like...
You know how your haters have been warning you about Tommy, right? Because they cared in one respect about you. You do realize your haters would help you here as well, yeah? Because it turns out there is a thing called humanity. When it comes to those that are deemed innocent, pets are usually that. The internet will do what it can to help. You can champion your girlfriend and big her up as much as you like, but your greatest asset are your very haters. You never think to use them.
And like, she loved it here, and like, her and Tommy were so sweet. Like, Rarity would like sleep on top of her, and like, they would play like like...
Just in case it wasn't obvious enough, many within the comments to this video asked Amber why her cat wasn't microchipped or had some kind of tag that can be tracked. Collar would help, wouldn't it? You can put those on there. All the money she's made over the years and all that she spent on tat for herself that she ended up binning when she moved to the next harvest. Sorry, partner. It was a cookie-cut, rinse-repeat of each other. She never thought to give her animals what they need so she can guarantee their safety. Now, because Amberlynn Reid is a crappy human being, she put out a video after this and after the accusations about Twinkie being missing called "I Can't Believe This Happened, full stop." It is not, well, 17 minutes, but it's not remotely anything to do with Rarity finding her way home. No, it's entirely something else. The cat, at this point, had still not been found. The last video we're going to address in this video is titled "Best Night of My Life." So the cat still hasn't been found, but Amber's still putting out the videos that she had mentioned during the Defense of Tommy debacle, the videos where she and Tommy go and do stuff together. First of all, she does address briefly the criticism that she sits on 2 chairs in the dining room by saying, "Ah yes, but look, I can sit in 1 chair at this stadium," where she looks even bigger than she has done in years. Her chin, the one under the main one, is actually starting to push to be in front of her nose.
Hey guys, welcome to this new video. So I do want to make a disclaimer again that this video was filmed days before Rarity went missing. We're still putting in all the efforts to find her. I kind of just feel like a shell of a person in this moment.
We're on our way to the Billie Eilish. We're gonna go hang out with Billie Eilish. She said she's gonna sing to me, and I'm just gonna watch, and I'm gonna be singing back, and I'm gonna be clapping. All right, I want you guys to see how small the chairs are. Look. We were worried because the arms doesn't go up, right? But y'all, I do fit, okay? To the haters, stick it to you as it squeaks. But I do fit.
Minus the somewhat awkward wooden exchange between her and Tommy, there's only one other part of this vlog that I was interested in, and it was this really cringy, lame, motivational speech. Because adulting is something that needs to have these kind of moment situation type of deals inserted.
Her music has got me through a lot, and to me her music is magic and it's powerful, and to be able to experience this in person, I deep down I never thought I was capable, but I was capable. Like, you're capable of anything when you really put your mind to it. And you guys use me as motivation. Like, if you feel like if you can't get yourself out there and you can't be in a crowd of 20,000 people, it's literally worth it. Like, seeing Billie changed my life.
Yes, I felt the same way seeing the Grail Knights perform in front of 800 people. Disclaimer, please do not use Amberlynn Reid as motivation to do something, because she's the avatar of the absolute opposite. She has had years to correct many of the issues she has, and she has never sought to do anything but make things worse for herself. She's a slightly more polite version of Chantal, and she's only a degree of separation away from her health completely failing her. By choice, I might add. So I guess with this, we need to reach a conclusion. Conclusion is as follows. She's really let herself go, hasn't she? I don't know if I can add any more to that. This video was only meant to be a 2-parter and it's become a 3. I don't know how I've managed to do that, and I do apologise to anyone who's had to suffer through that much. I should of course thank Leona, aka Wildling Darlings, for helping me compile this. It is not possible for me to get all the information into one place. Discord tabs are typically made annually to put the sources into, and I then have to go through them to find the parts that matter. And to those who clip on Twitter, you know who you are, because I would have used some of your clips within this. I really appreciate it. I guess helping by third party. Is that it? You know what? It's help, and that's all that matters. So you have inspired, Amber. Congratulations. Now go find your sodding cat